Hello, welcome to another edition of Capper Comparison Picks. I'm Rand. Today I'll be giving you Capper Comparison Picks for UFC 280 early prelims. We're going to say the early prelim fights. Lately I haven't been doing a lot of videos, but this is such a great card that I probably will be doing probably 3 shows this week. So that's 9 fights I'm going to cover. I used to cover every single fight, but then I realized it's kind of a waste of time covering big, wide lines. But these ones, very interesting. Even some of the wider line fights, Sean O'Malley, Petrosyan, big. I might have to do that one too. I don't know, but man, this is a very interesting card. I like a lot of these fights. So I was trying to figure out which 6 am I going to do. I'm going to do 9 of them this week. So good for you. So without further ado, let's get into this. We're going to start this show off with middleweight fight between Superman Armen Petrosyan taking on AJ Dobson. What's up, baby? Okay, Armen Petrosyan comes in as a 2-1 favorite. Kind of heavy for making this show, but interesting fight nonetheless. Armen Petrosyan, 6 and... What's so funny? Kicky. I'm gonna kicky you if you don't stop, if you keep laughing at me. Armen Petrosyan comes in with a record of 6 and 2. He is fighting out of Hayastan Sport, Russia. He is a Dagestani fighter. I hear you. He's coming off a loss to Kyle Boralho. He is also fighting on this card. I will be talking about him in one of the later shows. I'm definitely covering that fight. Before that, he beat RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez by split decision. That was a great fight. Good win there. And that was his UFC debut as well. No thanks. That's corny. Prior to that, he was in the Contender Series where he beat Kaloyan Kolev by TKO round 1. Good victory there. And before that, he was in a couple different Russian regional scenes where he lost actually to Hassan Yousefi by punches in round 1 in AMC. And before that, he beat Dmitry Minakov by body kick in round 2. That was in WCSA, both Russian regional scenes. He's taking on an interesting fighter in AJ Dobson. AJ Dobson, oh, I like him. He comes out strong. I like his come at you in your face fight style. But he had his UFC debut where he lost to Jacob Malkoun. I mean, it was his debut, and Jacob Malkoun turns out he's a pretty darn good wrestler. Just beat Nick Maximov last week. I mean, I picked that one incorrectly. I thought Diaz Army and Nick Maximov was gonna come out on top. Well, there's one of them, the ones I got wrong last week. I think last week I forget. I know I had a winning week though. It was like 10 and how many fights were there? No, I didn't get 10 right. I was like, I want to say 8 and 3 last week, something like that. I forget exactly, but it wasn't such a great card, But anyway, continue with AJ Dobson. Before that, he was in the Contender Series where he beat Hasham Arkaga by a rear naked choke, round 1. Good on you, AJ Dobson. And before that, he was in Strike Hard, which is an Alabama regional scene where he beat Kalen Hill by TKO, 35 seconds of round 1. Good on you, AJ Dobson. For that, he was a couple Ohio regional scenes. He was in Honor FC where he beat Wesley Gordon, rear naked choke, 24 seconds in round 1, getting it done real fast. And before that, he had a unanimous decision in IT fights against Montrell Jones. The Ohio regional scenes, that's because he is training out of Columbus, Ohio, a place called West Side Barbell. Pretty cool name. He will come in here with a 2-inch height advantage and a 5-inch reach advantage. Very interesting. Tail the tape already on the side of AJ Dobson. And he is the younger fighter here at 30 years old. It's only 1 year. 31, yep. Oh, that's pretty cool. That's cool. Give him the thumbs up. That's. I hope you guys give me the thumbs up too. But anyway, back to this interesting fight. Dobson comes in at a plus 170, plus money. And he's actually got a slightly better professional record with only 1 loss to Petrosyan's 2 losses. So, interesting. Let's see what the cappers have to say in this one. Starting with the favorite in Armen Petrosyan, we've got DFS by the numbers. I did watch the Stat Diggers, but the Stat Diggers is more of like a betting show. They don't really make their clear-cut predictions. So then after I watch Stat Diggers, I usually go and watch DFS by the numbers. That's Brady. That's one half of the Stat Diggers, where he does make clear, concise predictions and picks. And in this case, he's taking Armen Petrosyan. Uncle Wheezy, his counterpart on the Stat Diggers program, also was leaning that side. But like I said, they don't really give concrete. They just talk about like the betting standpoints or whatever. I love it though. Stat Diggers is one of my favorite capping shows. But all these cappers, the links will be in the description, and I'll be using DFS by the numbers for this one. Then we've got the MMA Guru, the one with the knit cap from the UK. He's thinking Petrosyan should get a decision victory there over Dobson. He is the one with the beanie. He's a funny guy, right? Funny. Johnny K also taking Petrosyan. He's saying by knockout. Good on you, Johnny. That's plus money, I'm sure, if you take him by knockout. We got the MMA fortune teller. The teller. Also on the side with Armen Petrosyan. And what's going on, guys? It's Bleed MMA. Also on the side of Petrosyan, making this a full capper consensus. What is a full capper consensus? Why don't you turn around and tell the camera what a full capper consensus is?
A full capper consensus is when other
handicappers pick the same side.
The same side of the whiteboard.
And in this case, everybody that I'm featured on this show is taking Armen Petrosyan to be AJ Dobson. It's kind of you should expect that. He's a 2-to-1 favorite. And I too am gonna go the way of Petrosyan here. I think he should be able to get it done. I mean, he does. The thing is, Petrosyan has a horrible takedown defense. Like, gets taken down really easy, but his get-up game is quick, pops up. I think his takedown defense is like 30%, which is bad. Even if you look back in his history of his old fights, you can see he gets taken down a lot, but he pops right back up. And I think that's part of his method. He tires his guys out by letting them burn their energy taking him down, just to get right back up. And when he stands on his feet, he is a phenomenal striker. And AJ Dobson, I think he might fade. I think I'll give the cardio to Armen Petrosyan, but I have no specific reasoning why. But I think just watching their past performances, Petrosyan I think has a better gas tank, and I like him on the feet better. And comment. Ring the bell. I love it. I love Nor. Good job. I'm going to take Petrosyan and get it done here by decision. I think he's going to have the more significant strikes to get it done. Dobson may be able to take him down here and there, but I think he'll pop right back up as predicted and come across as the victor in the judges' eyes by landing more significant strikes that actually have an impact. But Dobson, he can strike as well, and his strikes, they hurt. But I think Petrosyan, we'll see.
He looks funny.
That Calbarello, that's not. I mean, you can't take much from that, but you can take a lot from the split decision victory over RoboCop Gregory Rodriguez. Gregory Rodriguez, remember his last fight? He got split right here, wide open, big gash. Showed his durability, came out on top, and went blood all over the place, Nora. Bleeding everywhere. But anyway, Armen Petrosyan, in his UFC debut, beat RoboCop. So that stands out.
Bleeding like when I was puking when I got allergies.
Yeah.
That's how much he was bleeding.
I guess so. Yeah. All right. Moving on. Next, we have Abubakar Nurmagomedov, the weakest of all the Nurmagomedovs. I think it's Khabib's cousin. Let's see who we got. We got Khabib, Usman, Umar, Mohammed, and Abubakar. Abubakar Nurmagomedov comes in as the favorite here, minus 177 with a record of 16-3-1, taking on Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. Gadzhi Omargadzhiev, only one loss as a professional, 13-1, coming in at plus money. I think Nurmagomedov, though, is riding the coattails of his last name, and that's why I think he's landed as a slight favorite. Because if you look at his last 5, he's got a decision win against Jared Gordon. Okay. Or Gooden. Jared Gooden, not Gordon. Jared Gooden. Gooden. I mean, it is what it is. But before that, man, he got choked out by the German fighter David Zawada. Triangle choke, round 1 in his UFC debut. Unimpressive there. David Zawada does not even, he doesn't even impress me that well. Before that, he was in the PFL where he had a draw against Bojan Velikovic. Before that, he had a win in PFL, Jonathan Weston. And before that, he had a loss where he came in, I think he was like a minus 1,000 favorite. And he got taken out, rear naked choke, round 2 by Pavel Kush. I think that was also in PFL or World Championships of Fighting, which is, I think, the same thing. I don't even know which one it is, but Pavel Kush, rear naked choke, round 2, and he came into that fight. Abubakar was a minus 1,000. Unbelievable. I guess you could say he's at the Eagle Fight team in the Dagestani Russian team, but I think they might have, now it's called like Guerrilla Fighting or something. All those Dagestanis are getting sponsored by Guerrilla Fighting supplements, protein bars, clothing. The Guerrilla Fighting loves those guys. So let's talk about his opponent, Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. Omargadzhiev. He is Omargadzhiev will have a 2-inch height advantage. And he is slightly younger. He's 29 to Nurmagomedov's 32 years old. Okay, let's talk about Omargadzhiev. Coming out of, he used to fight, I forget what he has on Tapology, but I checked out his Instagram. He is now fighting under Fernand Lopez. Fernand Lopez is the striking coach, head coach over at MMA Fight Factory, that is in Paris, France, where Cyril Gane fights. So I think that's a good move for Omargadzhiev. He's also coming off a loss against Calbarello. Who knew? That was his UFC debut. He lost by technical decision. Take that for what it is. Before that, he was in the Contender Series where he got a knee bar first round against Jancy Silva. And before that, he was like in a bunch of Russian scenes. M1 Global, where he beat Vladimir Vasilev by unanimous decision. He beat in Golden Team Championships Russia. He beat Alexei Novikov, TKO round 1. Before that, he was in a place called Counterattack Russian regional scene, where he beat this guy, Matthias Sosa Campi, and I don't know how, but it says refusal to continue fighting. That's fantastic, Omargadzhiev. You made a guy refuse to continue fighting. Just refusal. Round 1. Yep. The thing is, Gadzhiev, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. He's coming down a weight class from 185 down to welterweight 170. I think it's a beneficial, because that's what weight he should be fighting at. When he fought Cal Barelho, that was at 185, and I think he's going to be a stronger guy here. But we have to check it out. We got to check how they look in the face-offs and the weigh-ins. I imagine he's probably make weight. I don't think he's had problems doing that, and we'll see. But let's see what the cappers have to say in this very interesting welterweight fight between Abubakar Nurmagomedov and Gadzhi Omargadzhiev. Taking the favorite in Abubakar Nurmagomedov. What's going on? Bleed MMA is on the side of Nurmagomedov. Thinks he's gonna get his stuff together and come out on top here, bounce back. Well, he's been done bounce back. That David Zawada, he said that was kind of like a fluke. He was winning that fight. Zawada caught him in the triangle, and it was tight. Once you get a tight triangle in, it's hard to get out. But so Bleed is taking Nurmagomedov here. Then we've got DFS by the numbers. Brady on the side of Omargadzhiev. Jump back over Abubakar. We've got Johnny K. And he's saying by decision for Nurmagomedov. Maybe. Then we got the MMA fortune teller. Also taking Omargadzhiev, leaving the tiebreaker to MMA Guru. One of the funniest handicappers, makes content every single day. Got like, I don't know, 40,000 subscribers or something crazy like that. But that's his only job, you know. That's all he does. You know, if I could put my heart and soul into it, I might get there too. But to be honest with you, I'm starting to fade. It's like it's becoming work. It's becoming more work than enjoyable. I used to really love it, but now it's starting to. But this card, I have to do it because I'm very impressed with this card, so I have to continue making content. So anyway, for the tiebreaker, we've got the MMA Guru, and he's on the side of Omargadzhiev. And he thinks Omargadzhiev is gonna get a submission. Fantastic on MMA Guru. I love it. I think, man, plus money. Take the capper majority at plus money. I think I have to go that way as well. And I'm going to take Omargadzhiev at plus 152 plus money. I don't think he's going to get a submission, though. I think he's going to get, oh man, I don't know, Nurmagomedov. He did get choked out by David Zawada. And he got rear naked choked by that Pavel Kush. Guru, you might be onto something. Maybe I will, you know what? Screw it, I will take submission. Gadzhiev will submit the weakest link of the Nurmagomedov clan and get the victory here. It's only got one loss too, like that. So, there you have that. Moving on. Next, we have the featherweight fight between Zubaira Tukhugov, the Warrior Zubaira Tukhugov, taking on Lucas Almeida. Fantastic fight here. Zubaira Tukhugov is the favorite here, minus 158. Record of 25 and 5 losses and 1 draw. Lucas Almeida, 14 wins and only 1 loss, interesting enough. And we're going to be mentioning that loss in a minute. But first, let's talk about the favorite, Zubaira Tukhugov. He's coming in. They're both neck and neck when it comes to age. They're both 31 years old. Tukhugov training out of the NAS Sports Complex. That is in Abu Dhabi, right where they're fighting. They're fighting. This is taking place in Abu Dhabi. When he does come stateside, he trains with AKA, so American Kickboxing Association. So that's pretty good there. The Warrior Zubaira Tukhugov is coming off a win against Ricardo Ramos. Very good win there. He won by unanimous decision. I think I had picked Ricardo Ramos to win that too. Upset me. Take my money. He lost to Hakeem Dawodu. Dawodu beat him by split decision. That was a close one. Hakeem Dawodu, though, he's impressive. He's a good featherweight. Before that, he beat Kevin Aguilar. Punches, round 1. That's a good win. He had a draw against Lerone Murphy. Interesting enough. And prior to that, he lost to Renato Moicano by split decision. So, I mean, the split decision, you can't take much off of that. Zubaira Tukhugov is a pretty good fighter despite having the worst record at 5 losses. But look at his last 5, he is 2-2-1. But those losses came to Moicano and Hakeem Dawodu, so it is what it is. Now Lucas Almeida, the plus money underdog, he comes off his UFC debut win. He comes off his UFC debut win over Mike Trizano, New Jersey's own Mike Trizano. I like Mike Trizano too. Comes in with the mullet, looks just like he's got Bruce Springsteen playing in his car. He's a Jersey boy for sure. But anyway, Lucas Almeida took care of him. Left hook to ground strikes. Round 3 in his UFC debut. Very impressive win there. Very impressive. Before that, he was all about jungle fights. Destroying people in jungle fights. He beat this guy, Italo Trindade, by a guillotine. Round 1. Before that, though, he did have his one loss against Daniel Zellhuber. By unanimous decision, he lost to Daniel Zellhuber. Daniel Zellhuber fought, I want to say 2 events ago. He lost to maybe 3 events. 3 events ago, he lost to Trey Ogden. He was hyped up to be a, you know, he was a favorite. He was a hot prospect, but I don't know. He just did not perform as expected, and he just pooped on a whole bunch of parlays. Parlay pooper. He pooped on a bunch of parlays with that loss to Trey Ogden that weekend. But you know, Trey Ogden, Glory MMA, he's not a bad fighter as well. But that was Lucas Almeida's only loss to Daniel Zellhuber. So you take that for what it is. I think Zellhuber just was kind of odd. I don't know. It's like weird. It's like he's out of his element or something. He was like an off night for him. He never got things going against Trey Ogden. Before that, jungle fights, as I mentioned, Nico Cocuccio by a flying knee. That's always impressive. Round 3. And he was in max fights where he beat Bruno Tavares by retirement, round 5. So you know, 5-round fight, you know his cardio stands true. And he's coming out of Team Kyoshi BJJ with coach Fernando Kyoshi, known all throughout Brazil. He's like a Japanese Brazilian, fantastic BJJ practitioner. It's a good place to learn how to fight. And Lucas Almeida will have a 3-inch height, 3-inch reach advantage. So I do believe he will be the bigger fighter here. Man, this is a tough one to call. Tough fight to call. That's why I got to put it up here. So let's see what the cappers have to say. See if they can sway me to one side or the other. Taking the favorite in Zubaira Tukhugov, we've got the MMA guru And he is saying bad decision for my boy Zubaira Tukhugov. Then we jump over here. We've got Johnny K on the side of Almeida. And remember, guys, all these links will be in the description. I expect you guys check these guys out, subscribe to them. They would not make my show if they weren't good, if they didn't know what they're talking about. These guys are all professionals when it comes to handicapping and predicting and doing breakdowns. They're all very good. Check them out. Then taking Tukhugov, we've got what's going on? She loves it when I do that. Bleed MMA on the side of Zubaira Tukhugov. We've got MMA fortune teller, the teller. He lives right down the road from Coconut Creek. Man, I'd like to talk about his crappy Miami Dolphins. I'll tell you what, New York Jets, look out! Jets, Jets. Look out! Anyway, back to UFC. Finally, for the tiebreaker, we've got Brady from DFS by the numbers. And which way is he going? He's leaning on the side of Tukhugov. And he is saying Tukhugov should edge out a decision. But I will say in the stat diggers, well, him and Uncle Easy, they were saying look at the prop for Almeida. Finish only prop, meaning you can pick, I know Bet Online has it. I think there's a couple others where I think DraftKings, you can take Tukhugov by finish only, meaning if it goes to decision, you get your money back. It nullifies the bet, but I think you pay a lot of extra minus money if you take those bets, those, decision no play, finish only, decision no play bets. And they're like always like minus numbers. Oh, that's nice. What is that, an elf?
Yeah.
That's cool. So there you have that. I'm on the side though. I'm gonna take the plus money. The plus 138 here. I like that. I'm gonna take Lucas Almeida. I think he's gonna. Man, I don't know if he's gonna. I think he's just gonna outpoint him. He's gonna come in hard and strong, striking. Tukhugov's not really gonna have an answer for it, and it's gonna go to decision. But I think it's gonna go the way of Almeida. Something tells me that. And that was a very impressive. I'm using recency bias, guys. It was a very impressive win against Mike Trezano in his UFC debut, and before that, just crushing, going through jungle fights, just making jokes of all those guys. That Daniel Zellhuber unanimous decision in the Contender Series, and Zellhuber's not as bad as it's not as bad as everybody thinks. So I'm going to take Lucas Almeida here. I think he's on the ground. I think he can compete. He's Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. I think he's probably a high-ranking belt. I don't know for sure. And on his feet, I like his pressure. I like his technical strikes. He will be the bigger guy with 3-inch height, 3-inch reach. I'm going to take Almeida for the upset at plus money. So there you have that. So to recap, time check indeed. What time? What are you doing? Time check indeed. Perfect timing. So to recap, I've got Armen Petrosyan edging out a decision over AJ Dobson, but I would not be surprised if AJ Dobson, Nora, do not knock that over. I would not be surprised if AJ Dobson came out on top. I will, Friday, I'll go over every single fight on the card with Dave. Last week, I was feeling like bubble guts, gut rot, whatever you want to call it. I had too much to drink at lunch and I felt like crap Friday night, so that's why I didn't do a live stream. But this Friday, I'm definitely doing it for UFC 280 because this is a fantastic card. Then I have Gadzhi, Omargadzhiev, getting it done over Abubakar Nurmagomedov. You can't float on the coattails of your last name for your entire career. I think Omargadzhiev will find a spot where he's going to find Nurmagomedov slipping, and he's going to capitalize on that and probably get the submission just as Pavel Kush did and David Zawada, which is that's the biggest reason I'm fading the David Zawada. North, stop with that. And finally, I'm taking the plus money upset. I'm taking Lucas Almeida to get it done over Zubaira Tukhugov. What did I say? By decision. I think it will go the full 15 minutes, the full 3 rounds. And so do the bookies. The bookies have the over 2.5 at -173. So that makes sense there. And I think, oh man, look at this. Dobson Petrosyan under is -200. Maybe I should change that. No, I think Dobson's gonna be able to withstand. It's 15 minutes. I think he's gonna. And Dobson, man, he's taking people out though. Round one. But they're all, when it comes to UFC level people though. Yeah, he gets decisions. So we'll keep that there. All right, so Almeida by decision. I'm gonna parlay Petrosyan, Omargadzhiev, Almeida. That's going to be, I have 2 underdogs. That's going to be a super plus money play. Plus money junkies in the house represented. Let's get it going. Leave that like for me. Fill the comments down below with who you think's going to win these fights. I'd like to hear your side of the story, see your side of things. Give me that like, share this if you want, subscribe if you haven't done that. And like I said, I am going to do 2 more shows this week, so I wouldn't be surprised if I did one tomorrow. What's happening tomorrow? Mom's got class, but I can do it after Mom's class. Tuesday, yep. So there you have that. Good luck on your bets. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later this week. Bye.